All right. And now we are so excited to talk about our Taking Nature Black environmental champions. Honoring a Black leader as an environmental champion has been a part of Taking Nature Black since the beginning. As we've seen from every one of our sessions, each one of us can be a leader if we choose to step into our power and choose to take action on what needs to be done. I'm gonna say because it's Women's History Month, but really, if you ask anyone who's around me, I just love to quote Audre Lorde, the Black feminist lesbian leader, who said, "You cannot use someone else's fire, you can only use your own. And in order to do that, you must first be willing to believe that you have it." Each and every one of our champions today found their fire and chose to burn brightly as a beacon for everyone who has worked with them. So we're gonna start with our legacy champion. Our legacy champion is for someone who has defined the environmental movement and left a legacy that has changed not only their immediate community, but the entire Black community. Last year in November, we lost a giant. Vince Leggett was the leader of Blacks of the Chesapeake, a historian who championed the preservation of Black stories and places associated with the Chesapeake Bay. He spent years documenting the lives of others and led a storied life of his own. In 1984, Mr. Leggett launched the Blacks of the Chesapeake, a project dedicated to collecting stories and artifacts of African American maritime life on the Bay. A decade later, he coalesced the effort into a nonprofit organization that frequently interacted with schools, museums, and community groups. He gathered his research into a pair of influential books, 1997's Blacks of the Chesapeake and 1999's The Chesapeake Bay Through Ebony Eyes. Although he didn't own a boat, he was named an Admiral of the Bay, an honorary title given to Maryland environmental leaders. The Chesapeake Conservancy named him a champion of the Chesapeake in 2022. And upon his unexpected death back in November, tributes poured in from across the Bay. And I know many of us in this room were positively impacted and looked up to Mr. Leggett. And so I am so thankful to announce Mr. Vince Leggett as our legacy champion. And we are gonna have Mr. Cornelius Jones, who is part of the Blacks of the Chesapeake board, accept this really token of our gratitude and Vince's legacy on behalf of Mr. Leggett. So the award is forthcoming. Someone stored them at our table. We are getting them. Jamani is coming. And here we go. That's right. That's right. He imbibed the Jamaican spirit. Make it up as you go along. Thank you. Let's do a picture.
Okay. Next, we get to honor somebody that is very dear to me and to Lydia too, and to all of us. It is a pleasure and an honor to be able to present this award for the Taking Nature Black Regional Champion to Mariah Davis. Mariah is yes, give her all of it. She deserves it. So deserving. Mariah Davis is an environmental policy professional with 10 years of experience working at the local, state, and federal level. She has centered her career providing DIEJ, technical assistance, and policy guidance to a broad base of stakeholders across the Chesapeake Bay. to include nonprofits, local government, grant makers, state elected officials, and members of Congress. Her most previous role was as the state's first environmental justice officer in Maryland's Department of Natural Resources. While at DNR, Mariah led efforts to increase economic opportunities for Black, brown, and indigenous farmers to lease long-term agricultural leases on state-owned lands through the regenerative practices and traditions. Prior to DNR, she served as the deputy director of the Choose Clean Water Coalition. One of her legacy programs was managing the coalition's Young Professionals of Color mentorship program, which also blessed me with my mentor. YPC has designed to close the racial gap in the Chesapeake Bay restoration movement, providing free professional development across the region. Before joining the coalition, she worked for Virginia Conservation Network and successfully advocated for the creation of the Virginia Council on the Environmental Justice established under Governor McAuliffe. Mariah is a gem to this movement. She is a gem to Maryland, and we would love to welcome her to accept her award for the Regional Champion for Taking Nature Black 2025.
Okay, one more.
Well, good afternoon, Taking Nature Black. It is such an honor and a privilege to be in this space and to be in community with you, and also to be recognized with my fellow awardees, Aurélie and the Honorable Vince Leggett. He, like so many of you, has been a longtime mentor of ours, so this is so special to me, and in so many different ways. This space is needed more now than ever, and it's been really amazing, honestly, just to see how much this conference and this space has grown. I have a few things that I want to share with you. I want to talk to you a little bit about a personal journey that I'm on, and hopefully leave you with some, words of wisdom and some words of encouragement. On February 4th, about a month ago, I was unexpectedly and abruptly terminated from my role with the Department of Natural Resources. I was the environmental justice officer, and on February 5th, I filed for unemployment. On February 6th, I found out I was getting this award. A week later, I called up a friend, a dear friend. Her name is Kathy Mason. She's the owner of Marcellus Farms, and I told her what happened. And she goes, "Well, Mariah, they told you that your services were no longer needed because you did what you needed to do, and you were being called to do something else." I'm a firm believer that oftentimes God removes you from situations that you weren't meant to be in. Maybe you're being protected, but I know that my destiny is already written for me. And I want to share this story because so many of us across the country are going through such a difficult time. Whether you're a mom, a caretaker to somebody, a parent, an immigrant, somebody who has multiple jobs, somebody who doesn't have a job. We are all going through something in this journey. But over the last month, I have learned so many important and good life lessons in this experience. I have them written down so I don't forget. The first one being lean into your community, this community. There are so many of you in this room that I call all the time, or I text, or I'm having a sidebar with, and I wouldn't have gotten through this process without all of you. So keep leaning in. I think oftentimes we as marginalized people, queer people, people of color, women, we tend to go inward but it's important that we continue to go outward. So if you don't have your community, I encourage you to find it here in this room today. Be humble and stay true to you. Don't ever let anyone ever try to minimize you. Be yourself. Rise above, and don't ever let anybody hijack your emotions, especially during times like this. Take care of yourself first, and then take care of others. Whenever you're on the airplane and they go through all the safety instructions, they tell you to put on your oxygen mask first. If you're not able to take care of yourself first, you're not going to be able to take care of other people. And it's important that we continue to seek mentorship and continue to take care of other people. I was a part of the first class of the YPC program when it first got started, well before I was managing it. Just the other day, I called my first mentor, Hope Cupid. And she said, I got you. I'm here to help you. Keep seeking mentorship. Keep leaning in. Keep an open mind. As I was reflecting about this experience, I remembered what I wrote in my yearbook in 2009. When one door closes, another one opens. Little did I know I would need to hear those words today. And be open to new opportunities. One thing that I'm excited to share, and probably something I wouldn't have ever thought to do, is starting my own business. Just yesterday, thank you. Just yesterday, I got approved to start my LLC, Davis Strategies. Yeah. So I'm excited to partner. I'm going to be focused on policy, conservation, and education, and continuing a lot of the agriculture work that I was doing prior with farmers of color across the state. I'm excited for this opportunity. I'm excited for this new journey. I'm excited to, continue to talk and share and be in community, and to continue to do this work at an even bigger and more impactful and a more meaningful level. So thank you so much, Taking Nature Black. Thank you so much to all of you in the room who have continued to support me throughout my career. I'm so honored to be your regional 2025 environmental champion. So thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now y'all see why she's our champion, right? Okay. Our final champion is our youth champion. And our conference we've had a lot of youth who have made our conference so magical. And the Taking Nature Black Youth Champion is meant to emphasize the importance of empowering young voices in our community to be leaders in the climate and environmental justice movement. And our Taking Nature Black Youth Champion is a person who has displayed such leadership. Aurélie Laborde is a risk management broker and sustainability scholar dedicated to advancing resilience in business and environmental systems. She is pursuing a master's degree in sustainability management at Columbia University, where she explores the intersection of finance, climate policy, and corporate sustainability. As someone born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and she and her whole family came down from there to join us today, Aurélie has firsthand experience with environmental injustice in her community. This experience inspired her to be an advocate for communities just like hers. She has worked with organizations like the League of Conservation Voters and We Act for Environmental Justice, focusing on environmental justice and climate resilience for BIPOC communities. She has also participated in Columbia's Thrive Climate Justice Program in Switzerland and was recognized as a Leader of Tomorrow at the St. Gallen Symposium for her contributions to sustainability. Through her work, she strives to bridge the gap between corporate operations, sustainability, and social impact. And welcome, Aurélie, come on down here.
Hi, everyone. I just have a few words. Thank you so much to Nature Forward for this award and being honored with the other honorees. It's definitely encouraging. So my journey has definitely been similar to Wawa, where she kind of fell into it. I was definitely led by God because I felt like I had only three options: doctor, lawyer, engineer. Because as a daughter of amazing Haitian immigrants, it was kind of that was instilled into me, but they were also very supportive. So I kind of fell into sustainability and environmentalism. So with that, I was also empowered by my parents and just my community to fight for voices who are unrepresented. Excuse me, my voice is kind of crazy. To be heard, especially in environmental conversations. So just being in rooms like Columbia University, I was the only Black woman, and I'm like, wait, like I'm taking classes that's focusing on marginalization, but I'm the only person who has that voice. So I'm like, something has to change. So I started being involved on campus, and I met amazing people, and I was actually nominated for this award. And I'm like, I did not know about Nature Forward. It's so empowering to be in a room full of amazing leaders. And I actually want to encourage all the experienced leaders in the room to pull the people beneath you. So all the youth who are interested in sustainability, I know there was a young man, he was asking questions. Like, everyone should go to him because there's people like you guys who we look up to, because it's very encouraging to see people fighting for it. Yeah, so together, I think we can all continue in challenging the status quo and working towards environmental justice. So thank you so much, and I hope to connect with all of you here. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our champions. That's truly what you all are, our champions. Let's give them another round of applause.